Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai vous fait presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. T'as bien de moi avec moi au Ndé. En ce moment, on bâti au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à nous, on s'en bat faire moins dit toi. Toi, là le caillou. Quand on soit du roi, allez, envoyez. Bâti au roi. Yao, abela lokeyo, bibito jobai, bibito noba, artiste mo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais peut jamais forcer ou, si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniché les deux. C'est moi, Dieu. Attends, nous, yon bébé. Pété, mon temps, à nous, bâtio. Mon bébé, yo. Loi, gagné. Adieu, oh. Dans yon serment, des trucs, y'a pas yon. Oh, oh, lui. Voici les conseils, t'as bon. Bébé, mon bébé, Amunda weja ogenda o, obati amunda weja ogenda, oskide kozi do na lo e. Memo ogenda o, abela we mo. Ode a bati o. Si obati o mo ogenda o, we teri we na ti ade. Daniko, ye Daniko. Sili ye di ogenda o.
Good evening, folks. Samson to La Bro Public Radio. We're here again this evening. I have a conversation with the Liberians and many people all over the world. Please share this video, share it to as many people as possible. Share it to our brothers and sisters that will be able to join us here tonight. The Liberal is completely in control tonight. There's no tabata here coming out from anybody, nowhere. We will make sure that we have a conversation here tonight about our country. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. We ask you to please share this video, share it to as many brothers and sisters as possible. Yes, we're here again tonight. Samson told this wonderful, wonderful Monday afternoon. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. As we come before you, we ask, my Lord, that those brothers and sisters, any of us that have pain of any kind tonight, we ask, my Lord, that you come in and intercede. We ask, my Lord, that you come in and bring joy to many brothers and sisters. We want to thank you for the opportunities that you are giving us. We want to thank you for the life that you are giving us. We want to thank you for your continued blessing. Yes. Because of you, we are here. Those of us who believe in you and know you, we know the best way forward is through you. You are the light. Without you, we see nothing. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Thank you for everything. We ask for long life. We ask for continued blessing. We ask for the blanket of love from you all over us. Yes. Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, we come again tonight to ask that you bless the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia. We ask that you bless the President of the Republic of Liberia. Give him long life. Whatever his hand touches, my Lord, that the blessing will be all over that. Whatever door he knocks, that door will be open through you for the Liberian people. My Lord, we ask for your continued blessing. Thank you for everything. Thank you. And those brothers and sisters that don't know you, we ask, come and try this light. And this light will take you farther. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, Samson told Liberal Public Radio. We will go ahead and talk our own little tabata here. I'm going to say here very quickly that we are here tonight to have a conversation. Please share this video. Share it to as many people as possible. There are a few things I want to say here, and then, of course, any of the panelists come in, we'll bring them on. But a few things I want to say here first is that the State of the Nation address, for me, it was good. But when you go through it, when you read it, and you're wondering as to whether the president was actually on board for that writing. Whether they wrote it and just give it to the president decided to read it, or did he go through it and make some correction? I'm sure as educated person as he is, most likely did that. But the few sentences, just a few one that I went through, I thought to myself that perhaps this is not actually the word of the father of the nation. And I will point to those. Tomorrow we will dissect the video and we'll be able to come out here clearly to read the entire speech tomorrow. I think tomorrow program is going to be unique because we will come here and read the entire speech, and those words and those sentences, those phrases, those paragraphs that we don't agree with, we will point those out. But for me tonight, it was first of all, why would you give a president a foreign to speak for that long? That again, we're going to be asking for water, something that I thought was very, very much something that I'm not quite on board with. Let me check the background here. Maybe there's a panelist already in there. Let me see who. Okay. All right. Mose, when you're ready, just throw your thumb up and we'll bring you in. Mose have already joined us. Mose, if you're listening, if you're ready, throw your thumb up and we'll bring you in. I don't see your thumb yet. That means you're not quite ready. Are you ready? Throw your thumb up and we will bring you in. So you're not ready yet because I see the camera is going up into the ceiling now. Okay, we'll bring Mose in when he's ready. We don't see him. It's gone out. Okay, so let me go on. I've already sent a link out. So there were a few things that were stated today. The first few paragraphs were pretty much rehashing the issue of the representative, not in a light that I was hoping to see. Okay, mostly I don't see you, so okay. One other notable stuff that I'm going to be talking about tonight is the absence of the judiciary. And Liberia is it's a country that have three branches of government, and they are all equal in the eyes of the Constitution. They are all equal. Their function is different. They carry out certain function different from each other, but they are equal. And over the years, from the time that I started knowing about a little bit about government, these three government branches of government have always been there to support each other when it comes to these kinds of situations where the president is asked to present his case, because the state of the new nation is where the president presents his case, and perhaps where the president most likely will ask for any other pending cases that perhaps he want to make to the Liberian people. And most of the time when these things are happening, I'm sorry, I don't have my talk about nation address 1973 yet, but I was going to bring it up. When these things are happening, of course, Tabo spoke for almost 3 hours. So let's get that straight. So those of us who are complaining, but the reason why I'm complaining about the time is based on the age. Tabo was maybe 40 something or something like, I don't know. But anyhow, let me go on. Let me go on. So the absence today of the judiciary, specifically the Supreme Court, was noticeable. Now, was it a coincidence? Was it a coincidence? Let me check again. Guys, I send the link out. So you want to join me? Join me. I'll continue to check. Okay. So, was it a coincidence? And those of us that have a different mindset, those of us who will come out and say, you'll see that now. And you'll see, those of us that have this mindset of being um, nothing happened for free, everything has some sort of a reason, will say that perhaps the Supreme Court was upset with the executive. Now, I believe that perhaps, and I said perhaps, I don't know that because I don't work with the Supreme Court, so I don't know those things. Everything from there on about this whole situation, except for what the president stated, which I have copied of. But everything else I'm going to be saying about Supreme Court now be the speculation. I have nothing else about that. I say, if you don't want my speculation, goodbye, but I will speculate. So let's go on. So the Supreme Court, oh, one other thing. Mr. So, Mr. Alfonso Zion So, the CEO of this platform, I want to take this time to say thank you. You must say we don't get along well. You must say we don't get along real well. I know that one. But when you do something, I will have to praise you. I saw LPR platform was being fully represented. They did. Thank you. You're not eating our money for nothing. We paying you all the money you're working. I will tell the Liberian people that yes, you are working. They must bring some more money to pay you. You're doing good. Again. Thank you. No, on a very serious note, Mr. So thank you very much. When these children, the folks over there, I'm the board chair, but like you will say, I don't bring nothing in. That's true. I don't bring nothing. But you the one doing most of the work. I beg you, you doing all the work. I'm doing some work too. I'm not doing nothing. You alone doing everything. But I want to thank you. I want to thank all of the LPR family members. I want to thank Manzola, Nathaniel. I want to thank all of you guys. The folks that I saw today that was representing LPR. were very unique. And I want to thank you. I hope, hopefully before the end of next month, that we will have a studio well furnished and well, I mean, through your effort, because you're doing all the work. So what I'm hearing is that you will soon open an office over there, and we're gonna have. So I'm listening to you. I hope you're not talking Tabata, because you talk Tabata, the bowl will call meeting on you. That one, that threat. The bowl will call meeting on you. Oh, how come the other light shining today, oh my view? My granddaughter not mess with you. Oh, yeah, the other light is shining too much tonight. But anyway, that's Samson to Mr. So. Thank you very much. We will do whatever we have to do to support you, because you have passion for this, and you continue to do whatever you're doing for us, for the interest of LPR. Thank you. But don't come cut into my show tonight. Let me talk my top, because when you come here tonight, you can't see you or no see you. I pack you in the garage. Samson to. The baby I'm making flour already. Okay, folks, let me check again. Let me check when I'm doing this thing. I'm hoping that people will join me, because when I start the process, I'm not coming back. Let's go on. So I will speculate. So it's not a coincidence that the Supreme Court didn't show up today, because they're always there to support each other. There are those of us who will speculate that perhaps this government, and I'm not going to pull punches here tonight, this government, because of the, look, let me read something here. Very quickly. Let me see if I can find that still. Okay. I want to read something here, and I'm going to be reading it tomorrow. But let me read this thing here. This is coming from this speech the president gave today. I will read at least 2 or 3 paragraphs, and I will dissect that paragraph. Okay, listen to this. It is very unbelievable. I think those who wrote the speech must have, and that's what I'm saying. Just by reading a few paragraphs, I felt within myself. And folks, right now I can't see the background. I can't see anything. So let me check again. Okay. All right. Okay. Moses is back there. Let me bring him on. Okay, Moses, but okay. All right. Yeah, bear with me. Let me read this thing here, and I'm
Go
going
ahead.
now. Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
thank you. Let me go through this. From this 2 or 3 paragraphs, I think if the president have a hand to write into this, then I think we have to think twice. It says this, the president saying, and that's what I believe. I don't believe the president, they just give it to him. A year ago, he said, we address the citizens of this republic through you, following an epic defining transition that captivate the democratic war. At that time, we stood within the very wall of the Capitol building, an enduring symbol of our democracy bestowed upon us by our forebears. Now, a year after that historic transition, we face a moment of truth that our democracy can be threatened by those who oppose in Liberia. Okay, let's go ahead. Threatened by those who oppose our steady progress. This kinds of language indicate that people wrote this thing. They are there to fight. They are not there to unify. However, because we're seeing these things. The case is still on our mind as we speak. But for people to write it, for the president to read it, we will dissect it tomorrow. However, he said, the fact that we are reporting on our stewardship here today, on the ground of the republic, on the ground of the people house, recently damaged by fire, highlights the resilience of the Liberian people. I assure you that the security of the state and disintegrate of our republic through, though maybe a cell, maybe threatened. However, it can never be broken. It will be preserved. Likewise, the sacrifices made by generation who worked tirelessly to preserve our democracy for nearly 2 centuries. 2 centuries. 2 centuries will not go in 2 not 2 centuries, not 2 decades, not 50 years, 2 centuries. Let me take it. I will go this thing. I will tear it apart tomorrow, because those who continue to write and give these kinds of information to the president, I don't believe President Waka, I believe is a unifier, that will write something like this. So let me go into that. Now, the president made that statement about the threat to our democracy within the Republic of Liberia. A week before the whole debacle, you, President Waka, and Flanty Kofa, the speaker, and I believe all of that reference is being made towards, well, were you traveling in the interest of the Liberian people? And for you or the president, somebody put that in there, and the president will come and read it to us, that our democracy was being threatened. Unbelievable. But we will tear that apart. Tomorrow, I will bring in video. I will read the speech. And I think we need to think about this thing here as we read these things and talk about Liberia. Because it's not healthy. For us, you got people who are being threatened for the rest. And the president, once again, people will put this thing in there. Once again, the president will come out and say there were people that were threatening our democracy. For me, it's like parting the sea for a major arrest. Let me bring in Moses. Moses, good evening. Thank you for joining me. We appreciate it.
Good evening, Liberal. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. What's on your mind?
Well, there are a couple of things on my mind, and I think you hit the nail on the head as far as the document read today by the president. And I know we're going to digest it tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes.
And I'm very concerned because I'm just very sure we discussed and I adamantly said it was wrong for Vanatti to travel with the president to Italy, and I stand by it for some of these very reasons. And I think that when he talked about they have the enemy of progress, of the enemy to democracy, and now Fanati is within those guys who I consider that. Why were they traveling together? You put the question right. So we can digest that tomorrow. But one of the things that's on my mind today is very important. On the date that the president is given his, I think it was 2 days before, that a document came about with a watch group. And our security sectors, the leaders of security, the National Security Advisor, the legal advisor to the president, the NSA Director General for NSA, the Attorney General, who happens to be Minister of Justice, those folks are now being put on sanction and travel restriction to the U.S.
You said the National Security Advisor?
Yes.
I
It's
haven't
put
seen
on the
that.
list. Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't.
Yes, I got the document. I'll send it to you.
They're
The
on the
document
list
came
of
from Watch Group.
travel ban.
Travel ban to the U.S., no visa restrictions, and that they put a sanction on him.
You mean
The
Kofi
Watch
Wood?
Group, yes.
Wow, that's a surprise. That's a shock.
It is a shock, including the director general for the police department, Gregory Coleman, and all of these people named are listed.
Do you have that document you can send to us?
Yes, I have the document. I'll send it to you.
Is it been published? Has it already been published in Liberia or not yet?
I believe it has, because I grabbed a note of it today. This morning.
What website?
Well, it came on the Costa. I don't like to name the thing, but it came on Costa Facebook page, and I went in. If you go to Google and put in sanctions against the sanctions in Google against the what you call it, the government officials of Liberia, will come right up. It will come right up. It will come right up if you put that in. And they targeted everyone responsible for security.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
There's 2 documents. The first document is an overall document that gives you that list. And
let me bring in Terry here while I'm going through this.
Yeah. So when you put in that document and you check, you gotta check something in there. The letter to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
The only sanctions something that I see here is I don't see the recent one.
Okay, you see the old one, but there's a recent one. There's something you just gotta put in recent section. Oh my God, the watchdog group is called. I'll get a document. I'll send it to you.
All right. Okay.
I'll get a document sent to you. I have it.
The only sanction that I see I keep coming out is under George Weah.
It's under it's under that. I sent it to. I didn't have your email address and stuff like that, so I couldn't send it to you. But I sent it to Alfonso. I hope he comes on.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Terry, thank you for joining us. But go ahead.
Yeah, I hope Alfonso comes on, and I think he can share that with you because he has.
No, you're not coming. You're not coming on my show tonight.
No. He got to come on the show tonight.
No.
Because
I don't want no confusion.
That thing you are doing, dancing on Facebook and talking about the soccer game. I need to deal with him because Lofa is on the rise right now.
But gradually that would be Lofa, you know that one. So
no, but you guys, y'all can't beat us because you guys, gradually is the Dodi for Lofa, so they gotta get. You know they can't beat their Dodi.
So they gotta give way. Eh?
They gotta get way for Dodi.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you. Terry, thank you for joining me.
I don't respect.
Thank you for joining me, Terry. What's on your plate?
Yeah, let me get that document.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. If you can put the document, you have access to the chat room.
No, I don't know. I don't have access to the chat room. I tell you, Alfonso put me in the chat room, but I don't know. Where is this chat room? Is it on?
No, it's called Liberia Public Radio. Alfonso will explain that better. But anyhow, it's a requested sanction. Okay, all right.
Terry, you saw the session?
Huh?
No,
Wilton Carter is saying that it's a requested sanction. So somebody must have requested that. But we'll see.
Yeah, they submitted it to Marco Rubio and them. But it's a serious matter. The letter was written to Marco Rubio, to the State Department.
By who wrote that?
By the watchdog, the U.S. By a U.S. watchdog group.
Okay, all right. So it hasn't gone through yet.
No, it hasn't gone through yet.
People like Gregory Coleman, then they consider children of U.S. They're not just going to put sanction on them like that.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. But that document is very strong.
Okay, all right. Terry, thank you for joining us. What's on your mind?
Well, it's just the same old thing everybody chopping into the speech of the president today. I thought it was something good. I thought the president came all like strong. He came all as compared to what people say about him, that he's sick. He can't do anything. He came all strong. The president spoke well. The president highlighted some errors and mistakes in the government, and the way forward and things that he anticipates to do. I know that there are a lot of people who saying otherwise and accusing the president of lying and all that kind of stuff. But everybody's not going to take the information the same way. But the hardest thing was the speech was delivered. The aspect of the Supreme Court not being there, that's an issue that we can look into, but yet we don't know why they were not there. And I thought that maybe they're trying to be neutral, which is good. And all of that, the only thing is they have a
So,
plan.
so if you're suggesting, or if you're thinking that they might be try to be neutral, that means the case is not finished yet.
Well, you can say that, but
No, but what other way? Because if there's no conflict within the House of Representatives, and this is where they have it. But in fact, before I go there, let me throw you this rope here. Maybe perhaps you can hang yourself more, not literally, but hang yourself more. When you're saying that they're being neutral in what case? Why would they want to be neutral?
Oh, because maybe there's because of the impasse in the impasse in the House of Representatives.
So if you're saying that they're trying to be neutral, are you suggesting if they want to be neutral, and the House of Representatives is also a function, it's also another branch of the government, so their neutrality required them not to attend?
Yeah, the neutrality could be that, hey, we don't want to go and attend while the impasse is ongoing. And
okay, that's what I want to hear. That means the case is not done yet.
No, not that it's not done yet, but they do want to be seen as being part of the impasse, like we condone everything that is going on.
But Terry, hold on, Moses. I'm the only one. I'm the liberal. I'm allowed to ask questions here. I can't have you to do my job. Let me push a little young man because he's very smart. Terry, he's not only a pastor. He's very smart. He knows how to wiggle his way around. He knows that. So, but I want to tie him.
And we know that politics started in the church.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Well, politics started in the church. We know that for a fact.
Terry, you're done tonight. But anyway, Terry, let's get back to this. Moses, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, my question here is what neutrality has to do with the executive? This is the State of the Union. It's not the State of the Union being delivered by the legislative body, which has two different branches: the Senate, and the Congress. So this is the executive given their annual report. What neutrality is the Supreme Court exhibiting by not attending?
Well,
the point is not between the executive and the legislative branch. The fight is within the legislative branch among themselves. So the president is giving the State of the Union. What neutrality that brings?
The neutrality here is this: the impasse that have led to a confusion and a breakaway in the House of Representatives. There is a tradition for the judiciary to attend the SONA. It's not a law. They're not going to do anything there, but it has been a long-standing tradition. That is why they were invited.
Right.
That is why they have seats there.
Right.
So if it were not important for them to be there, they would have not been invited by the government.
We agree with you.
But Terry,
what is it?
I beg you, Mr. Toe. I'm confused by what he's saying. Traditionally, forget about tradition, constitutionally, the three branches of government meet so they can give them the State of the Union.
Come on, brother.
When the executive gets the State of the Union and they are the chief administrator of the state, that State of the Union affects the judiciary
How
and the
God
legislature
working? How
and the
God work?
country.
Moses, hold on 1 minute. How God working mistreated way, and God has just working in Terry mistreated by somebody coming to visit him tonight. Terry will excuse you to attend to your guests. You join us back when you're done, please.
Well, I'll say my guests already.
Go ahead and attend to your guests.
No, I'm on. If you want to excuse me, I can take it, but I'm on. Labor, here's the thing here, right? The Supreme Court cannot be the Supreme Court. I'm not going to attend the Sonia today. Does not mean they don't recognize Richard Kuhn as speaker.
No.
Well, Richard Kuhn is not the one. Richard Kuhn is not the one that's presenting the SONA. The SONA, that's what I'm trying to get straight. The SONA is not by the legislative branch.
So
this is from the office of the President of the Republic of Liberia.
But let me say.
But you're confusing me now, Mr.
No. The SONA, what happened is that they meet in a joint session. That's why the legislator, and the senators are there. They call a joint session for that presentation to be made.
So who is the president?
The justices are there. The justices have always been attending.
But let me say this.
This is from the executive.
Thank you, Moses. Let me step in. Terry. The thing here is, I do agree with you that there's an impasse, but I think the impasse, the legislature, the judiciary are not being neutral in this whole case either. They have had their own role.
Correct.
And the fact that they have ruled in the past, and the fact that ruling has not been carried out effectively. So it is okay to assume, because we don't know for sure, but it's okay to assume you can put 1 and 2 together. They have a program that the judiciary was supposed to be on, or was supposed to be on. They were not. So it is okay to assume that the fact that they made the ruling that everybody go back to status quo ante, and not only that, they came back with another one called the antivirus. And these people continue to do that. So I think the Supreme Court is saying to the president, to the executive, and the legislature, we're not coming because we do not recognize the speaker. I can jump out of the Empire State Building without a parachute on that one.
But then you're gonna crash. Because guess what? Let me give you a few keys that makes your projection or your speculation to not be in line.
Okay.
1, the budget that was just passed was signed into law by the executive under Richard Kuhn.
Okay.
In that budget, the judiciary have the budget there. The budget was sent, and it was concorded, and it was approved
by the judiciary
under Richard Kuhn's signature.
Terry, do you think the Supreme Court cares where their money to pay their employees come from? How they get it? You think they really go into that to say we're not going to take the money because we don't recognize that?
Oh, but the budget, if you don't recognize legally an institution by law, it means that institution, anything they do is not.
No, but wait a minute.
The budget is a law.
Hold on now. So if the legislature pass a law and the executive sign that law, do they go to Supreme Court to ratify the law?
If they have to go to Supreme Court to ratify the law?
Yeah. Do they do that?
Yes.
No.
If the Supreme Court, if the judiciary passed the law in the country,
yeah,
in order for the law to be binding, does it have to go to the Supreme Court? Is that what?
No. Okay. That's the judiciary. That's the function.
Okay. So
but you must.
Hold on now.
Labor, no. I want to make some correction there.
Yeah, but don't make the correction until I finish. Oh man, you will have your time.
Okay.
Give me a minute. So if the Supreme Court do not ratify, their job is not to ratify. The judiciary make the law. The executive.
No, they don't make the law. That's why I want to rectify. The judiciary interpret the law. It is the
No,
legislature
I
that
mean the
makes the law.
legislature that has misspoke. If the legislature pass the law, make the law, pass the law, and the executive sign, but it does not require the judiciary to rectify. Now, the only time that law issue can come to the Supreme Court if any of the citizens of the Republic of Liberia challenge that law, then it goes to the Supreme Court. So the point that I'm making here, and the point I want you to understand, when Richard Kuhn and his people passed the law, the executive signed. The judiciary don't care where the money coming from.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
not going to say because we don't ratify Richard Kuhn, therefore we don't want the money. The money, let me give you an example. The money you go to the store to go buy, you know what? How many drug dealers who not touch that money? You preacher, you can say, oh, they want from drug dealer, and no, they don't care where the money comes from. The money coming in, that's it. So don't put the budget in there. The budget will not help you on that.
Yeah, but then another thing is the bill of information.
Okay.
Why have the Supreme Court, since the Phonetic Kofa filed a bill of information, why did they not interpret it? Why today? Why today? The lower court,
that's a different
the
issue.
magistrate court dismissed.
But listen now, the people knew Phonetic Kofa is a lawyer. They knew that. They knew that. They couldn't have gone. Hold on, Moses, please. They couldn't have just gone straight to the Supreme Court, whatever information. They wanted to go through the lower court. The lower court rejected them. That opens the door for them to go to Supreme Court.
But that's what, listen now, liberal. What you're trying to present here is convoluted, and
that's my nickname.
Yeah, it's convoluted in a way that it's contradicting itself.
Why?
Because what you're projecting here is that the Supreme Court have made a ruling, and upon the ruling that they made, the Justice Minister came and gave an opinion. And if they say that that was not the interpretation of the ruling, they have all right and the time frame given to them.
No, they don't work like that. They don't work like that. You have, if you have an issue, if you have a conflict, you will have to go back to them.
Yeah, but that's why they filed a bill of information.
Okay,
the bill of information.
Let me say this, Terry. Terry, let me say this. We have three equal branches of government. The ruling that came out, the Supreme Court took its time to digest, and the rules of the legislator is not a law. It's not a law. How they elect their officials, how they get rid of their officials, it's not a law. It's a procedure among the legislators themselves. That's why the constitutions, that's why the Supreme Court told them to go back to status quo. When they were electing their speaker, the Supreme Court did not partake in it because it's not a constitutional. It's not a constitutional issue. They needed to work their thing out.
No, Mose, don't say that. Mose, hold on. Let me wait. No, the electoral process within electing speaker and how he should be removed, those are constitutional mandate.
Well, listen.
They're in the Constitution.
No. The Constitution said they can elect.
Yes. They don't say how. They don't say who to elect.
That's right.
But it's also said you can elect and you can also remove.
No. Listen. They got the power to elect.
Okay.
The Constitution said they have the power to elect their own speaker from within. That's why the general election law don't say we're going to elect speaker.
Right.
But we elect our legislators.
Right.
That rule that was set by the legislators themselves.
What rule?
The rule of how to go, the procedure of electing their speaker.
No. It's not clear in the Constitution.
Well,
it says in the Constitution. It said in the Constitution that the House of Representatives
can elect
their speakers.
Correct.
And their deputy speaker.
Correct.
However, they also state in the Constitution, if you want to remove your speaker, there are certain procedure in the Constitution.
There's 2/3 majority vote.
That's part of the Constitution. That's not the House rule.
Now,
but it is a 2/3 majority votes.
Yeah, 2/3
majority
to remove your speaker. the judiciary don't have seniority over that. They cannot make judgment over that because that election is held within the legislative body.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why the Supreme Court send them back to status quo.
All right.
You all been practicing this. You all know what? Wait a minute. Let me just get done. Let me get done for a second. So for Terry to say that they want to stay neutral, that's why they're not there. I would say to him again, this event that occurred today is not a legislative event.
Okay.
It was not called by the legislators.
All right. Okay.
Even though it was hosted by the joint session of the legislative body, it was not called. This is the executive branch doing their annual report.
Let me go to Terry. Terry, go ahead and make a point, and then I will make. I have an announcement to make. Go ahead.
Mr. Moses, I remember who is Katana.
Of course.
Because what I know is that the SONIA is a legislative event. The president is giving his annual report to the legislature, which is a representation of the entire country. Okay. So because the entire country cannot go there, they send their representation, which is the House of Senate and the representative.
Quite correct.
So it is a legislative event.
Quite correct.
That is why the speaker have to preside.
The legislative event.
I'll take that.
Led by the executive. Go ahead. The executive is the player.
Exactly.
The legislature are the spectators.
Yes. So the executive is coming to the Liberian people through the representation.
I agree.
Okay.
To inform them on a yearly.
You're right.
You're right. So this is why it was very important.
Walter, hold on 1 minute now. Hold on 1 minute. Walter Carter. 1 minute he said Terry that pastor. Another minute he said he's not pastor. Which one is it? Tonight he's telling us now that he pastor, Walter Carter. Now, which one? Stay with one position. Or else, Donald Trump in power now. He coming to Connecticut. You get paper, he coming for you. I'm telling you right now. He going from house to house. Okay. Go ahead, Terry.
So they let the representation of the how you call it, the Supreme Court present there will add fire. I mean, it will add gas to the fire. Because the Supreme Court supposed to be responsible to solve problems. So if the problem is not solved properly from the legislative perspective, the Supreme Court can only do the honorable thing to avoid. One would say it's a protest to say that we don't recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker. Okay. But if you say you don't recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker, then how are you taking your budget? How are you taking your money?
Terry, that money. The money comes. Wait a minute. Let me ask you again. When you get your money from your pay, from your job, do you go back to the people and say that drug dealer not touch the money?
Liberal, I cannot achieve any money that is not legal.
No, I understand that. No, it's not about being legal.
So you say the money that get the budget legal?
It's not about being legal.
But if you say you not recognize Richard Kuhn, if the judiciary says that they do not recognize Richard Kuhn,
how did you come up with that, Terry?
Huh?
Why you keep emphasizing on the fact that they didn't recognize him?
No, because Liberal said from his perspective, from his prediction, he want to believe this is the reason why.
Okay. Let me make the announcement, guys. Again, this is Samson to Liberal Public here with Terry. Terry Collins is here. Moses Spray is here as well. On a very serious note, on this public forum, I want to once again say, Mr. So, thank you very much. Mr. So has been doing a wonderful job with the Liberal Public Radio back home. The Liberal Public Radio is always been recognized, but I think under his leadership, Liberal Public Radio is going places. And what I saw today, their involvement with the State of the Nation address, it just made me feel very proud of him, because he's been involved with these young people, recruiting them and mentoring them to make sure we do good. Another thing Mr. So is working on, and hopefully very shortly, that Liberia Public Radio most likely will have its own huge studio in Liberia. And he's working on that. But then again, he's a CEO, so that's his job to work on those things. I don't need to praise him for that. That's his job. We pay him here publicly. We don't get him fasting, but we let him come on TV every day and shine himself. So, Mr. So, on a very serious note, thank you very much. I'm very proud of you to continue to make this station the best to what it's supposed to be. So let's come back. Let's come back.
Mr. To, I equally share your sentiment, and we all want to say thank you to Mr. So for the excellent job. And
no, you got that. You got to thank
even for his community service. It's also
no, that me you got to thank Mose. I the bullshit. That me you got to thank them. Through me, I can thank
thank you. The chairman of the board, you know, without your support from Mr. Saw, he won't be successful.
But I don't do anything with that. You know what? You know, on a very serious note,
you go back there again.
all of the instruments you see being used over there, he send those things. Almost every other month he put things in barrel, computer, laptop, camera, lights, everything he sent them. You know, he's been doing a wonderful job, and I just want to recognize that.
No, let's
get back. Let's get back to the stuff, and I'm praying that he doesn't come on my show tonight.
No, he will. I hope he comes on.
No, I hope he doesn't. But let's get back. So Terry, the speech itself. Let's go. Tomorrow? It will be the whole speech. We're not going to talk about nothing else but the speech. So please go and read it, because I will read it here tomorrow. And as you know, when I read I read one paragraph and I chop it up. So please get ready to push back tomorrow, because I will hope you will do that. And I hope mostly when you join us tomorrow, we'll do that as well. But let's go back. Let's get on.
We'll try to digest it. Yeah.
On this. Terry, what do you make of the president? And the people say, they meant that. But here's the president after giving a speech for 1 hour. Look, he's on the plane gone.
I know.
Talk to me about his strength. The strength God has given him. He's 80 years old, but talk to me about his strength. Talk to me about the strength of the father of the nation. Terry, let me hear from you.
Are you soliciting?
And they're like, yeah, we get that.
Pretty much.
Like, you go
so liberal. It's just clear that the seditions have failed again.
Yes, I agree with you.
So the lies and the propaganda continue to catch up with them.
Yes.
Because the old man proved to them to say that, look, what happened to me on the 21st of last year was caused by the heat. But this is the honest truth here. I am healthy. I'm fit. I'm in good shape. And I was shocked today when he stood up for 1 hour, 20 minutes. We're all missing his words. He read that speech. That was very, very astonishing. And people say, oh, the speech was too long. This is the man's first year. The speech had to be long. And he had to put everything inside and leave nothing out, so that you cannot say, oh, the president didn't mention or he didn't mention of that. He talked about his failures. He talked about his achievements, his gains. And he also talked about where he's intending to take the country in the next year. I thought that was a good position. And he showed to us that he is healthy and he's in a good shape.
Let me come to you, Moses. Go ahead. Let's hear from you about the speech.
Yeah, my thing is that overall, I think he did excellent. But the thing that stood up to me had to do with the incoming proposal to the legislators. That is, some of the things he named, and he itemized it 1, 2, 3, 4, up to, I think, 7, when he talked about giving William R. Todra and Samuel K. Doe of proper barriers. And I think that's outstanding. I think history will come to really pat him on the back for that when it happens. And
Where
I
you will
hope-
find nobody there.
Well, it's not about that. He's saying get proper barrier for them.
Okay.
Whether they find the body or not, he wants to have something to symbolize.
Okay. All right.
The
I'm going to
symbolic,
stay. I'm
the
going to stay out
symbolic
of that.
effect of that is what I think he's referring to.
Okay. I'm
And
going
I
to
think
stay.
it's good for the nation when it comes to post-war healing.
Okay.
For people to heal, you need to start from somewhere. And he talked about that. But there are a list of other proposals that I thought were great that he presented.
Moses, let me just call it out of you right away. It's a ridiculous state. It's a ridiculous point. Look, Moses.
Let-
Let me just say this.
That's arguable, though.
No, it's ridiculous. Let me
Okay.
just say to you.
Mm-hmm.
Tower family
Yep.
and the Congo children.
Okay.
Ever since the war stopped, ever since Richard Tower went home, every other year they will come with that their ceremony in Tower grave. In Tower grave.
Okay.
You know, there's a guy that was buried with Tower the same day. They call it Bebo. If you remember the war, there was a guy that was fighting the war from Grand Gida. They call him Bebo.
I can't remember because I didn't know him.
Okay. There was the guy name was Ranking. And
Okay.
then there's another guy, his brother called Thomas. Every time they ready to have the ceremony, they don't call those children.
Okay.
They don't call them. You're going to take the grave, the Tower grave, and what have you, whatever you're going to do with it. Will you mention those people? They will never mention those. They are not sincere. That's ridiculous. If they do that, I will tear them apart. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk tomorrow.
Let me just say this for not argument's sake. The symbolic piece of just having this proper ceremony is important because those people led the country. They were former leaders of the country. And I think the proposal is in place. It's open for debate because he told the legislative body he proposed it and it's going to be left with them to approve of it for it to happen. Okay. So I would table that and make sure and see that. I think it was true good gesture. We cannot talk about everybody, but those people who were leaders, we need to do that. I think there's a need for that to happen.
Okay.
Go ahead, Terry.
We'll see how it works. Terry, let's hear from you.
Yeah.
You know, the statement the president made was a political statement to change the narrative, and I thought that was pretty awesome. When he talked about the burial of Doe Bale and Torba Bale, that was pretty awesome. If he does that, it will help to reconcile. It might change the narrative of how people will see him in the Southeast, especially Grand Gila County. And even though Liberal is not receiving it right now, but when the time comes, he will receive it because it will mean a lot. And I think the president looking at what he did for Prince Johnson, it does not look good when you do that kind of thing for Prince Johnson and don't do it for the late two presidents. Prince Johnson was never a president. So, and Prince Johnson received a state body. So why you can't do that for the late Doe, especially knowing the kind of way Doe died. So I thought that was a political position of the president, which I think if he does, will help to unite some way, somehow, from a different perspective. If people don't receive it now.
But here's the other thing here.
Appreciate it later.
Here's the other thing here that the people need to think about. If you're thinking about reconciling, then perhaps the time to do that was when Prince Johnson was alive. To have that conversation. Now, if you do this now, after the burial of Prince Johnson, you have gone around, your government are going around firing Prince Johnson, the way people are saying it now, firing Prince Johnson team members from your team. Number one, if you go ahead now and do this thing, what would Nibadians think now? What will you say to Nibadians? Are you
Neighbor, it's not for Nibadians, it's for reconciliation purposes.
Yes, yeah, but how do you get them to be on board? Tell me,
Politically, they will
you got-
figure out. Nibadians have Jeremiah Kuhn.
yes,
If he can reconcile
it's the
his two
thing,
people,
Jeremiah Kuhn is that now if you do this, listen to me. During the campaign, it was a thing Jeremiah Kuhn who accused Doe and his people of putting 300 kids in the well. And that's a thing though who the Madian soon to be guru have accused of killing 300 Nibadian children, putting them in the world. And you want now to recognize this person who the Nibadians have been accused of. It's a very tricky
neighbor,
stuff. They gotta be
the
careful.
people from Grand Judah County will never recognize Jeremiah Kuhn. He's not doing it for Jeremiah Kuhn thriving to become president. He's doing it for the reconciliation purpose of the country.
Yeah, but when you want to reconcile, you can't leave Nima out.
No, yeah,
Nima
you can
have to be
leave.
part of it.
The thing is, you cannot leave Nima out. But right now, Nima will continue to remain to be a contender to Grand Judah County because of Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn is from Nima County, and he's trying to be president.
I understand
The people from Grand Judah County will never see Jeremiah Kuhn as a leader, even if he become president.
So you want to reconcile, but you want to leave Nima and let Nima figure it for themselves.
No, you can't leave Nima out, but
How do you bring them on board?
How you the only way Nima can reconcile with Grand Judah is for the two people to not be president at all. They must two of them are just be out of the race. But if a crown man try to become president, Nima people will not let him. If a Nimbayan try to become president, the crown people will not let them. Unless that person begin to become neutral because of the history. So what is going to happen? It will be if the president built a monument in remembrance, all right, of the two former president that was killed. It will set a foundation for reconciliation. It's not going to be immediate.
Well,
It will set a foundation
Moses, before you come in,
for reconciliation.
Jerry, I agree with everything you're saying, and that is the mindset of a unifier, which I believe President Barker has. That particular conversation that should have been made during the funeral of Prince Johnson. We are here today burying a father of a county. We will try.
But you listen to the controversial tweet the president made in a statement that are surprised that media institutions are running with propaganda. Stanton tried to play it, but the people were not. He didn't catch the people with it good. He played 9 seconds of it. You see the guy out of the smart, they know propaganda, but they're not smart. He played the paper speech of what he said. That and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
that will be played in the future. But right now, it's still nurturing.
Yeah. So no, I agree with you. But here's the thing here. If what you're saying, if it is true that indeed Jeremiah Kuhn most likely want to be president, and you want to put that kinds of burden on Jeremiah Kuhn to ease Nimbadian, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. So, but let's see how it's going to go.
It's going to be hard for Jeremiah Kuhn to reconcile the country.
No.
I don't think if Jeremiah Kuhn will become the next president for Liberia, he would not be a reconciler. He would not be a reconciler. He cannot be the one to reconcile.
Let's hear from you, Moses.
Well, the thing here is, I don't know how we came from the proposal that the president made today, or the attempt proposal that he talked about to go into election in 2029. My thing is that you want to preempt those things happening, but my point is this, that you got to start from somewhere. You're going to heal. The healing of the country has to start from somewhere. All parties has to get together and understand they have a piece of the pie. And I think that when we look at the healing process of that country, he's looking at the Torbert the coup that took Turbo out. He looked at the way that those did not justify how Turbo was killed. So vice versa. And so doing that is one step to healing that country and bringing the idea of reconciliation. Because he spoke specifically about reconciliation.
Let me ask you this. Mose, let me ask you.
Wait a minute, you see?
No, hold on. Let me ask you this. Yeah, you know this. I want to see myself.
That's you doing now.
Yeah, I agree. But let me ask you this. You countrymen, you see grand people going to do ceremony.
I'm a Liberian man.
Whatever. You see grand people going to a ceremony with no casket for door, and they will say, yeah.
Well, listen, it's the attempt to make that happen.
Do you think the people in Israel will understand that attempt?
Listen. We're not saying they're gonna go. I don't want to preempt that they're gonna go or not go. I'm saying let's put the proposal on the table. Let's discuss it. And as president, he would try to reach out to the Grenadians and see how we can meet common grounds to see what can happen. They may not put dough in the ground, but the symbol of just saying we want to celebrate that part of life and recognize that yes, this man was the president of the Republic of Liberia, and through his leadership, these things happen. Let's do that for the history of our country. Because every country has their own Civil War history. We need to have our Civil War history. And the way that we can do that, it will start the healing process for us to begin to sit at the table. And who knows if this thing going to invite the Nibarian and the Grenadians to sit at the table to reconcile. We don't know that.
So Terry, if what Moses is saying is correct,
this might be something that may lure them to that conversation.
If what Moses is saying is if it is the way, then don't you think that Jeremiah Cohn, who most likely would take the lead now, because I don't think President Obama is going to come back and seek re-election, don't you think that Jeremiah Cohn need to seriously start doing the groundwork at this time?
Well, that could happen.
Yeah, but the question is to Terry.
Under this administration, if Jeremiah Cohn means well for the country, and he won nations first, then he will start.
Okay. Terry, the
president is proposing that. He proposed that today so that it can be in the ears of everyone in the nation.
Okay. Thank you. Terry, let's hear from you.
Jeremiah Cohn can try, but the first thing he need to do is to apologize to the people from Grand Jida County. That is how you start to initiate reconciliation.
Apologize for what?
For some of the things he said prior to the election, how the people put baby in the well, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
Things that he could not approve.
Okay.
He need to apologize to the Grenadians. Okay. He shouldn't wait for election to come, then he go to the people. The people say no, because he won't be president. You need to start doing the groundwork now. But what Mr. Moses was saying, I agree with, it don't necessarily have to be you put dough body in a hole. You can build a house like a presidential grave center with a whole house of marble tile and build a monument in that marble tile and something like a tomb in remembrance of the late President Doe in a marble tile presidential house, memorial house in a compound that is monitored 24/7 with electricity and all of that for the late president. That the people in Grand Jida County will remember the hero. You initiate that, you start the conversation with reconciliation. Likewise with the late Turbo. If the president is serious, he can do this and help Jeremiah Cohn to begin the groundwork to start to engage people for reconciliation purposes. Because when the two elephants fight, only the grass can suffer. And the two elephants have tried their strength. All right? So we saw the suffering of the grass that dragged us for 14 years. We're not planning to go back there again because we know that they two people here. So we're going to give the heroes a decent, that's how we gave Prince Johnson a decent burial. Let's give the late President Doe a memorial cemetery that future generation will go to and look upon. And the history of how he conquered and was successful in trying to change the trajectory of the imperialist rule of the Congo age instead of presenting a bad outcome of the regime of President Doe, present the historicity of the revolution that he was part of that led a new Liberia and the development too that follow after. If these things can be initiated and marble tile, I tell you, it can begin the conversation.
Friend, thank you. Okay, again, folks, Samson told Liberia Public Radio. Tonight we have Terry Collins and Moses Segwe is here as well, giving us some wonderful, wonderful information. We will open the line and so that folks will call in because we're not going to be here for more than 15 minutes from now. We will be cutting it off for sure tonight. Tomorrow, I will ask my panelists, those who are listening and those who want to join me tomorrow, to read a speech because it's tomorrow's show, 2 hours straight on the speech. We will want you to be ready and give us a call as well. My Esther, thank you for joining us as usual. Fatima, I don't see Fatima here, but I think she will be here soon. We adore. Thank you very much for being here again. But let's go on something totally different. In the last, say about a week now, there's a young man who resembling to Doe has captivated the minds of many Liberians. What is going on here? Where has he been? Terry, let me start with you.
You talking about that picking there? I think your man passed somewhere. That's all I can say.
Zopen said they must bring DNA. If they don't believe it, they must bring DNA.
That man, the former president passed somewhere. The picking looked identical. I tell you, I was small. I was a little boy when I saw President Doe. Because me and his children used to go to school, to JJ Rowell and things. So when they invited me to the mansion, the executive mansion, I saw him when he was coming from the elevator, and he looked no different from that label. No different from that label. I'm sure that I'm very sure. And according to the information, they said they interviewed him picking, and he said he don't know his father and mother. So I don't know, but I showed the old man pass on.
Oh, you say you don't know his mom and pa. Let's hear from you, Moses, on that.
Well, I heard that.
Moses, what kind of disco light you got in that place as well?
Who, me?
Yeah. You're making me think about EJ Raw. Red, blue. What kind of business they are doing? Look at that.
No, that's the television.
Okay.
That television
Go ahead.
The volume is lower, but it's getting color.
Okay.
I think it's a thing that, people, and I saw him with the senator. With the senator, Ryan, with the senator going to the game.
Right.
And he's with the team. So this kid has rejuvenated this whole thing with the country meet. And I don't know if it was strategically planned for him to come up around this time, but I'm sure if he goes to Grand Gila, the people will welcome him and the first thing he did was he was dancing one of the traditional Grand Gila songs.
Right.
That was the first time he got on Facebook. And people were like, oh, that Doe song, the kid looked just like Doe. And it just went viral like that. But I know some of Doe children, and especially the ones in Maryland and the Washington, the Virginia area, his daughter, his 3 sons out there. And, the papa did some things too. So, that's tradition. Traditionally, the people did the thing, and I'm sure
but
he would not be the first person.
Chatero told his wife that your pa got 6, 7 wives. What make you think I can get some more on his side?
Exactly. So they were all, they have people all over the place. I don't want to insult women, but some of these women.
But it's not insult. That's our culture anyway.
Yeah, it's the culture.
When you come here, you can't do it. You do that one, you go into the jail.
I know. Well, they do it in Utah. Polygamism is in Utah.
Yeah, but they challenging that big time.
Yeah, they're challenging it, but they haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, well,
So,
I got too much trouble with my own. Yeah, I don't want to start anything else. So.
I watched something today that talked about the five richest people in the world, and these guys from the Armory, these guys got like 60 wives,
Yeah,
60
yeah,
kids, and 7, 8 wives. So
right,
the tradition is still going on from biblical time. So I won't hold Doe responsible for that.
right.
But the young man looks just like him, especially when he grows. With that afro,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he looks exactly like Doe.
Hmm. So maybe he been planning to wear that afro for a very long time now.
In fact, he said that many a times he would shave his afro. He would cut his hair just so people can't tell him he looks like him. But this time, I don't know why he grew it and decided to go public.
But where is he coming from? Is he from any of these counties?
Well, the man dancing to crime song. So
Yeah, but
so
anybody can dance.
what you think he coming from?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know whether he's from. But let
And
me take
they
let me
said
take
Joe has been
Wilder.
reincarnated. So
Yeah,
this kid, with what's going on, if he decided to run for president in 2029, he
yeah.
might get the
That would
support.
be interesting.
That
Let me
would
hear
be
from you, Walter Carter. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind?
Good evening, the liberal and to the pastor wannabe politician. Good evening.
oh
And the runaway security aspect. Yesterday they couldn't come on the show, they ran away, including the liberal and all. Anyway,
I still love you, Winter.
so today the Sona, I don't understand. It was a blow in the face of the executive. The absence of the associate justices, even though the chief justice were out of the country, but they spoke volume to the rule of law, how people look at how the government is proceeding when it comes to rule of law. So the jury set a clear example to this government or to this administration that we have to respect the rule of law. That's why we didn't see members of the Supreme Court sitting over there. And Teresa, she said something that was strategic about the president's political stunt that he put out when he said they got to give the two former president, ex-president, or dead president a befitting burial. I don't know how you're gonna do that because, like somebody said, the Tupper family, right where they buried Talbot and along with some other people, those people went over there and they built a wall. They did something, but they didn't include the other people's names that were put in the hole here.
No.
And I know I live over there. I saw when they even where they buried. We used to go there all the time. And so we know, I don't know how they're going to do. They call it exhuming the body. And what they're going to do, at least maybe they got bones there. They will do DNA to identify double remains. But can they do that for Samuel Doe? Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson said he buried Doe, and later on, he didn't want people, it was a controversial thing, so he had to exhume the body and burn the remains and throw it in the river or the ocean, wherever you threw it. So how are you going to give those people befitting burial? You cannot give somebody who they cremated and a befitting burial. I don't understand it. Except for the president saying we're going to give a memorial. We're going to build a site, what we'll consider this site a memorial site for this president. He said we're going to give them befitting burial. So I think the person that wrote this speech for the president did the president injustice. He didn't do any good. Because at the end of the day, most of the things the president said there were fabrications. And for a leader of the nation to speak, standing in front of the country and telling both a lie, I know Mr. told you're not like him to use that word because he's an elderly man, but let's call a spade a spade. Maybe.
But calling a spade, the word lie is not part of the space.
No, lie is not an insult. Lie is a real word.
Yeah, but you can use something not being truthful. You can use the word not being truthful. But your sedition, that what you lie to do.
reason why. That's the reason why we cannot eradicate stealing from our society, because we call stealing embezzlement. And if we can call stealing for what it is, maybe the poor that steal, they will be ashamed to steal.
How many years now you've been calling stealing embezzlement, and it's still happening?
It's because they've been calling stealing embezzlement.
So when you when you say president lie now, that it's time the president will not lie again.
So if we start calling people, for instance,
Walter Carter, you know better than that, than to come on a liberal show and try to say, okay, no.
Mr. Todd, you cannot sanction the voice of the independent.
Good night.
Oh, Mr. Todd, don't do that. The independent is still on the floor. You just praised my boss. You said my boss did an exceptionally well, good job in Liberia. When you
Who your boy?
LPRL people,
The CEO.
I mean, yeah, the CEO did an excellent job. But let's put a joke aside. No, but I think they made a president, instead of making a president a promoter of the country in chief, it made it to be almost like somebody who still falsehood.
You're kidding
Some of
me?
the things he said over there were not realistic.
Okay.
They were not realistic at all. And I think you guys should be frowning at those people who writing the presidency, because he said he didn't write that speech. And you'll be calling it off for what they did. They made the president stand up for almost an hour and a half. He almost passed out. You saw there's a clip that the security guard telling him drink water again.
No, he said it out. He said after you finish drinking water, when ready to go, you just shake the people's hand. That's what he said to him.
He said have another more.
You see how they can miss the type of things?
Walter Carter, we all watched that shop
Walter, man, come on. You guys
video
need to
clip that
stop
CDC
this
were carrying
bigoted-
around. We all listen to it.
You need to stop.
No, no,
You
no.
guys need to. You guys got too much anger in y'all.
All right, thank you. I will play that tomorrow. I will play it tomorrow too.
And there's a guy, I think Mr. Moses spoke about it. There's a guy video that trending. Is that President Doe's son?
We don't know that for sure, but we will
No,
assume.
I'm just asking because he looked. I'm not saying it in a demeaning form.
No, I know.
But, in fact, but he looks just like the former president. No different.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Walter Carter. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, guys. We'll bring the show to an end now. So we're gonna tomorrow, Moses, if you're gonna be joining up, Terry, if you're gonna be joining up,
I will.
advise that you guys try and let's really come into that
Absolutely.
the dissect
The depth of the
the
speech. Yeah.
and let's go. I will play some video. I will go tonight. I'm not gonna sleep. I will cut some of the video, those that
The
are
clippings.
the clips and play it. But I want to thank you guys. Terry, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so I think, in my opinion, I don't think Liberia need a revolution. Like every day, people talk about revolution. We have revolution now, Liberia more than 1,000 times. There have been no result. Everybody come revolution. I was just looking at Sunday just now. All the politicians are talking about revolution. The other men talking about restoration. But in my mind, do Liberia need a revolution? No. Liberia have been revolutionized. Liberia only need to grow. We need to progress. We need to develop. We need to move forward. And in order to get us to move forward, we need a leader that is intentional, that has the willpower to do it, and that is not going to compromise because of sentiment, tribalism, family affiliation, friendship, political alliances, and all of that. And if President Boycott cannot deliver that, then we need to find another option. But CDC cannot be the next option. Some of the things President Boycott said, I would have loved for President Weah to have said these things or to have even initiated, especially when it comes to finding a memorial center for the late President Doe, knowing that Doe was the one who promoted him to the world stage, for the world to recognize him today to be that soccer player. It was the
I don't mean to interrupt, but one of the things that about Weah and Doe, one of the things that always intrigued me is Doe is a Barrow man, a strong supporter of Barrow man. Why would he want to promote Yellow Jacket?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, please.
Because the man loved the sports. It didn't matter There
If
was no
our
there's no
advising here,
boundary when it comes to sport and representation of a
no,
nation.
if I were here, I would tell you, say,
Yeah, but that why you are not here. If you are here, that why you are not here, because you are here, you'll be dead by now. So
Labor, as small as I was when I was invited to the mansion, the late President Doe was going on the soccer field because by the mansion there was a soccer place right by the mansion there. He
yeah,
wore his short pants. He went to go practice with the AFL guys.
listen,
You know, that was the
Terry,
kind of person he was.
Moses will
When
come
it
to you. Let him close. We'll let you come and
okay.
comes
close
to
and do your
soccer,
closing.
that was him. Why you think people like President Weah? So I really thought that President Weah would have been far-sighted to think about these things. But I'm shocked for even President Walker to make that part of his speech today.
Yeah,
That is something.
yeah.
That is something. All right. And he did not bite his tongue at the funeral. He made mention of the Prince Johnson involvement in the hurt of people in the place and other things. He didn't care because you were wearing your dark shades. That's why I said that, Papa. When he wear dark shades, that means he putting you in Zinowa. When he wear a hat, he putting you in Zialetule. Thank you, Lebron.
There you go. Moses, let's hear from you.
Yeah, well, let me start with Doe first. For me, growing up in Liberia and playing soccer in Liberia during my time, people said soccer was a Grenada boy thing. All right, Terry.
Yeah, I got sorry, man. Mr. Moses, I wanted to listen to you, but I gotta go pick up
That's
my daughter.
okay. You can
Right,
listen
right,
to
that's
it
okay.
on the recap.
Yeah,
I know you
Thank
got you got guests. You got to go.
thank you.
No problem. But Libra, honestly speaking, when we were growing up, and some of my guys that I know that played football very well, soccer very well. We call it soccer in America, but they play football very well. Never had the opportunities that Doe created in the country. And through the creation of that, I just want to echo what Terry was saying, that we were, we hope that, we are in his infamous mind could have done something to recognize that. To this day, that's how he got his popularity to ascend to the office of president. And I wish he would take the time. It's not late to appreciate those days, his beginning. You got to appreciate your beginning to know what your ending is going to be. Having said that, let me just say that it was a good show. And I think the old man did well given the situation. And as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, I mean, it's open. People would talk about it. And I think the media is taking that now and running with it as to why their presence were not felt at this year's State of the Union. And I think they will have to answer to it with the general public. We know the Chief Justice is out of the country, but the Associate Justices should have made it there. And at the beginning, in fact, Liberian Public Radio even said it, that they were not sure if the judiciary was coming, but the seats were there. But they alluded to the fact that the Chief Justice was out of the country, and that even raised a question for me. So they know that this was the annual report, and the Chief Justice were going. You want to tell me they couldn't allocate time after the State of the Union
But even
to
as
be
that,
back in time?
they don't all have to be there.
Well,
You can
it's
have
true,
two or
but
three of them, and that's it.
yeah, well, but the Chief Justice would have been good for the Chief Justice to have allocated time to be there or to be out of country.
Maybe
But
it was an
but that
emergency.
besides the point.
Maybe it was an emergency trip.
Yeah, it could have been, and we give her that the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But I'm sure she will have some explanation for why those people were not there. Because with the media now questioning this and wanting to get some answer, I'm sure they will come up with an answer. Whether you like it or not, they will come up with some kind of answer.
Thank you.
But thank you for this evening. It was a short and sweet program.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
We'll be here tomorrow to see
Right.
what we would do. We'll digest the speech and see, what we can come out of it. But one of the things that I hope would have been expanded on is the security threat in the country and some of the things that are going on.
Okay.
I don't think there was more justice given to that.
Thank you. We'll see if we can have time for that tomorrow. If not, we'll do that
Yeah.
on Thursday.
And tell your citizens to stop making up stories when they come here, because we don't want to start comparing their past regime with this regime. I think that's the mistake we're making.
Thank you.
That they're making.
Thank you. I think they're listening to you. Thank you, Moses. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And we'll say good night to you as well.
Good night, sir.
All right. Again, folks, Samson told LeBron Pablo will bring the show to an end right now. We say thank you very much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful show. My Esther, I don't see Fatima here tonight, but thank you as usual. We will try tomorrow. Like I said, but I'm going to spend a lot of the time trying to reading the speech and then playing some clip and stuff like that. So please tune in tomorrow. So we're going to have a conversation with him. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, and we'll say good night to all of you. Good night, folks.
Ateito na lukio na kati ya Kinshasa bobi mama na bani na